Hey guys, what's going on? Optimus Tom here, of course, from ggChronicle.com, and today I get to sit in with a very special guest. This is Team SoloMid's top lane extraordinaire, Dyrus. What's going on, man?
What's up, dude?
Not much. Obviously, after when this interview is taking place, you just played in your ESL Pro Series game against Dignitas, and
Mm-hmm.
how was it?
First game was pretty rough. I was actually out most of the day, and then I came back thinking I was ready, and then we were gonna go to the top brush at level 1 of Jax, and then I was like, okay, I'll head there. We have Janna, we can get there first. Like, nope. I needed to wait 10 seconds for my team, and then the second time they're like, oh, you should stall them at blue. And I was like, okay, and then I died again. So I was like, fuck. And then all right, so I gave their bot lane an advantage, and I gave their I don't know. And then I went top, and then I had an early ward because I teleported, and he was just sitting there. They kind of gave up their early lead by like Crumbs didn't tell his jungler there's a ward there. Like he saw me place the ward, so I don't see why he was sitting there so long. Then he wasted like a minute and a half there, which kind of like put us back into the game just a little bit. And then his jungler which ganked top a little bit too much because there's a point in the game when it's like after 0-3, it's like, okay, you should just let Shen do the work. But they kept diving me over and over, like super fucking hard, to the point where it was actually better for me to actually die on purpose and just be a body bag on the team. So that game, my team carried me very hard, but at the same time, I didn't get snowballed super hard to the point where I was just completely useless and it was just 4 on 5. I tried to put some presence, and Jax will naturally beat Shen at 6 because he should be beating him. But during laning phase, it's pretty rough for Jax. And he built a gold per 5 item, which didn't allow him to like beat me at level 6, so he didn't have that much control. He's going for a late game. He didn't have that much presence in his team fight, so it was my luck that Crumbs went that build, and he just needs to pick up a lot more top lane experience. If it was Wicked, he definitely would have like destroyed me, and he's done it before. Darren's destroyed me as Jax, so I need to work on my Jax. I've been doing the wrong runes and stuff, but I finally have it like all under control. Even though I should have it under control like earlier, but
Mhm.
yeah. And then so first game, they killed me too much, and my team just carried me. The second game, I was actually in tryhard mode where I actually called ganks. I told TheOddOne to walk through the lane, and then I told him a blue pill because Vlad backed and Vlad's gonna lose a little bit. And then I told him we should prepare to counter jungle their blue, since Rumble versus Vlad's gonna not beat Rumble at 6, but Vlad does have a stronger laning phase. So what I did was I bought a ruby crystal, and Vlad had an amp tone. Now the thing about this matchup, Vlad versus Rumble, getting a haunting guy is very important because the penetration is very, very important. You can get away with a lifesteal on Vlad, but at level 6, the ults for penetration and life, Rumble has advantage for like when they're straight up fighting, but Vlad has the laning advantage. So Vlad has to win early, but at the same time, Rumble has pressure to do a lot of damage to Vlad. So that's it's a really, really dangerous matchup. Rumble will easily snowball on Vlad, and Vlad can easily snowball on Rumble. So your jungler is really, really important in that kind of phase. But we had a ward at their race, so I knew their jungler wasn't there, so I had a lot more room to CS, and hitting every single CS in the matchup super important. So once we were 6, I snowballed my lane and we went to their blue as soon as it spawned, and then we caught their jungler because we were prepared for it, and then they lost their blue buff. And Anivia with blue buff means it's bad news for us, but we took every single blue buff. Actually, we didn't take the like third one, but it's a really key objective to winning the game against Anivia. Um, so having a strong top lane, picking Vlad first was not the best choice, but they were trying to like ban me out or try to pick me out, but it didn't turn out that way, and it just snowballed. The game just snowballed, and then Dominate Flash pulled me, and it baited them into us in the winning fight. So it just snowballed from there.
Nice, nice. It seems like you and TheOddOne, you guys been duo queuing a lot, so you kind of have a little more, I guess, a little more synergy than Dominate and Crumbs would have, especially after all the team swaps going on.
Yeah, we do. Me and Odd One were really close, and I always complain to him, why aren't you camping tough? Just joking around. He has like fat guy Dyrus, and I have like old guy OddOne, and we're really close. And I talk to him more now. It used to be a lot worse back then, but now it's more fluid, and I don't really bitch at him anymore. But back then I kind of just stayed quiet, which was bad. But
Mm.
when the entire team's talking, that's our next step, and then it's just having the heroes and strategies and team fighting.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys just seem to be, like you said before, in game two, you kind of turned on your try-hard mode. So you guys just
Yeah.
seem to all be practicing more. Even Reginald said that he was in like overhaul with streaming and practicing and
Yeah,
everything.
he stepped it up a notch. Like he's like twice as good as he is right now because he does work a lot. He
Hmm.
has his SoloMid side. He does lots of business stuff. So he's even though he does all that, he's still like one of the top solo mid laners. It's just people. There's a lot of people that don't understand his point of view, and even if he feeds, there's times where he does have a valid reason, but now we're getting back into it from our washed up phase after IPL 4.
Yeah, you guys seem pretty strong right now. And the cool thing is, when you guys are streaming, we're seeing kind of different champions out of you. Whether they're new champions you're picking or just older champions that you're getting reaccustomed to. Like you picked Jackson this match. There was a
Right.
match you guys played against Legion the other day where Reginald picked back up Karthus, and I don't think anyone's seen Reginald play Karthus for a very long time. But
Yeah, the reason for that is because he hasn't been like practicing that much, but Karthus is
mhm.
something he'd fall back on and farm. And
Nice.
before he didn't like playing it back then because he was actually like really dominating his lanes, and then he's like, oh, I can just farm and carry my lanes by ulting, and then he started doing that. But we gotta be careful against teams that pick like Ari and Gragas,
Hmm.
but he does find his way around it. For my Jags pick, I don't really have
Dyrus is losing the team dynamic right now, dude.
the right now, Chaos is just going crazy over cursed team dynamic,
Oh, I can
playing each
tell.
other. Yeah. I already knew how to play Kayle, and I already know how to play Jax. The problem is my setups. In nowadays meta, I should have Regen versus Shen, and I started to pick up masters. I looked at some other players, top laners masteries, and I think some of them go like 18-12 or 19-11. And I started
Hmm.
to realize, wow, this is really important. So I'm like, wow, this is so much easier. So this entire time I've been gimping myself in terms of like the best masteries and best rooms, and I'm finally getting back into that. Some people are like, Dyrus doesn't know his matchups. This is true because I was originally a bot laner and I play all the roles and I just troll around solo queue, which is why I don't know as much.
Hmm.
But in the last like 3 months, I got accustomed to it and I finally picked it up and I'm finally getting serious.
Awesome.
And yeah, there's not really that many new champions. If there's any new champions that I probably would possibly pick up Darius, he has very high potential.
Yeah, actually, he just came out today, and I actually haven't had a chance to fool around with him right now. But he does seem, like a very powerful bruiser champion in the top lane. Is there any specific, like,
Dude,
maybe
honestly,
theories you have about him that you would use him
snowball
in certain
shit.
matchups, or?
That snowball is fucking brutal, dude.
I'm
That snowball is
Hmm.
fucking brutal.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem. Chaos is louder than I am.
It's
But
fucking.
no, Darius just came out today. For everybody who didn't know, he's the new champion in League of Legends.
Right.
He seems like a very powerful just bruiser up top. But
Yes, he is.
I mean, is
It,
there any certain like champion you'd want to see and maybe pick Darius against, or?
he's just in team fights. I can see him resetting his ult and just getting a pentakill.
Mhm.
You can pick Darius against. You can make it a kill lane. Anything that has like dots, like his passive, is very strong. It's like a secondary ignite proc, and it can catch people off guard, especially for people that don't know how he is. And it does magic damage, so things he I guess I would pick him against lanes that you can snowball against. He's a very good jungle ganker because he can pull them in, slow them. He has a natural DPS move and a finisher, and those kinds of traits is very are very deadly when you're laning against you. Against a lane that has so much kill potential and so much damage is super good. I guess Jax would be good against them.
Mhm.
Anything like I guess Malphite and Jax would be good against Darius, but I would not like pick squishies against Darius that are melee. Like melee, like
That just
I'm
sounds
not
like you're
sure
feeding
yet.
him.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Because if you're not in melee range of Darius, then
Hmm.
you're not getting pulled by him, and his mana costs are really low. So if he seems to be OP, if there's anything they should do, they should nerf his mana cost, and maybe their true damage on the ults. It can be pretty ridiculous for the cooldowns.
Hmm.
It's pretty bad. I mean, well, kind of overpowered in that kind of sense.
A little bit. And a lot of people are complaining about the true damage, and especially the bug where Darius has a chance, instead of just resetting his own ultimate, he could reset everybody on your team's ultimate. Have you run into that at all?
No, I haven't played him that much.
Oh man, apparently it's not a good thing if you have a Galio on your team and all of a sudden he could just taunt everybody 5 times.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, but going back to Kayle really quick, when you guys were doing the Rainy Gaming Invitational match yesterday against Legion, you guys picked like this interesting team comp. Reggie, we said, picked up Karthus, Chaos picked up Kog'Maw, and then you were Kayle. So I guess the question on everybody's mind is, why the hell does Kayle fit into that?
Kill against Kog'Maw or
No, it
with
was Kayle.
Kog'Maw?
It was you had Karthus and Kog'Maw on your team, and you were up top lane against Cruiser's Yorick, I think.
And I'd Kayle. I first picked Kayle because we were gonna last pick Karthus, and Kayle goes well with Karthus. Kayle does go well with Kog'Maw.
Hmm.
His Yorick was last pick. And actually, his Yorick was a pick after my pick. So Yorick is very good against Kayle because of his sustain. It's very hard to kill him. They pressured me top a lot. They had a lot of room. The problem is he didn't go snowball items. He went gold per 5, and they weren't able to get to the late game where he would be effective enough. He also had TP, so he did not have kill pressure on me, which is good for me. But their jungler did a really good job of their mid. Okay, this is the problem why they lost that game. They sent too much. I saw lead top like he ganked me like 3 times and I died like
Hmm.
2 times. Then third time I told TheOddOne is way in the brush and he had oracles and then we killed them. The fourth time Cassiopeia came top. We knew he was coming top. And it was like what the fuck? They were like there's like 3 people top. So Reggie was just farming mid happily. He's like, oh, he's sucking, feeding, and he's just farming mid and pushing. And bot's just winning bot naturally because of Karthus. And actually they had Kog'Maw Janna versus Tarek Graves, which is Kog'Maw Janna is very good against that, and they naturally win the lane. So with Karthus, they definitely win. So they focused to snowball top, which was not very good. They should have snowballed middle and he kind of did, but they should have snowballed mid or bot mostly. That's what I would have done. The one early game top would have been enough for me to be paranoid,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, Reggie wound up getting like 300 CS by 20 minutes into the game, so they kind of just left him to do his own thing. But
yeah, they didn't dive him enough. You can't leave a Karthus like that, especially as Cassiopeia.
so when you picked Kayle for that, you were planning to go with the Karthus, and the Kalma just kind of went
Yeah.
along with it. I'm just asking because there's a point at the end of the game that kind of really sticks out to me where you just decide to ult Reggie, and he runs into the fountain and gets a double kill, which is kind of funny.
Oh
So,
yeah, that is mainly for Karthus, and
mhm.
Kayle is a neutral pick. You want to pick neutral picks if you do not have last pick. It's very, very important if you're against someone who knows how to counter pick. And I have a fair share of experience with counter picks after playing the Europeans. Um, that's pretty much the reasoning for it.
Hmm. And the way the game evolved, like you said, they were camping the top lane a lot, and they just kind of let Reggie farm, and Kax on bottom with Colin was able to farm up a lot. You guys kind of played for a little bit more of like a mid to late game comp. Once it hit 15 minutes, because Legion wasn't able to capitalize a lot, it just kind of
Mhm.
looked like they fell apart. Like, did you mean to go into the game with that kind of farming style, or did it just evolve that way? And do you like to play that style, or do you like to usually be a little more aggressive?
For Kayle, you want to be aggressive. Every time
Hmm.
they go for assists, you want to hit them. But since it was York, it was really hard. My Kayle, I play overly aggressive, and I haven't really got Kayle down top lane, but I believe she's a really, really strong top lane. And I don't know, that's just how I play. I'll get it down eventually.
Are there any other any kind of surprise champions you might think that we're going to see you pulling out on stream anytime soon?
Well, probably Darius, but other than that, not too sure. We'll see in the future.
Nah, not a big fan of like solo top karma.
The karma is good, but not like there's no purpose. He doesn't give damage. You're just having a support top. That means you're trying to win early. Unless you go per five, like that kind of strategy is not very effective against players that pick other here top laners that will outshine the other top lane because you can't really roam. You can only push.
Hmm.
But if you can contain them, if you push against the Shen, I guess, or like you can contain people with Karma. That if you pick Karma and you can't contain them, then it would be no point in picking Karma. But I can see situations to where you can.
Yeah, awesome, man. So, yeah, you went really in depth on everything. I think we pretty much hit everything, and I'm pretty sure you and me both want to get out of here and play some Diablo 3 or something. So,
You read my mind.
anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we wrap this up?
Not really, just the SoloMid.net and yes, everyone that plays League, all my fans, all the peoples, and yeah, just play the game to have fun. Don't get too mad. I'm trolling a lot, but it's not like I have bad intentions. I'm just trying to entertain some people. It's not like I'm trying to be like a fucking tool or anything. But anyways, other than that, yeah, just shout out to everyone who plays League and Riot
Awesome.
Games.
Awesome. All right, guys. Of course, you all know where to find Dyrus on Twitter. Watch him on Twitch every day. You're streaming pretty much. And other than that,
Almost.
almost every day. Sometimes you got to get out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, guys, once again, thanks a lot for Dyrus for coming on for the interview. My name, of course, Optimus Tom. And don't forget to check out more awesome League of Legends content over on ggChronicle.com.